have to ask you, given the geopolitical situation, your reaction to what we're seeing in Ukraine. Obviously, there's a humanitarian concern, but how are you viewing the impact on the economy and to potentially Zoom's business?
So, first of all, of course, our hearts go out to everyone impacted by this unfortunate situation. We feel lucky as an organization and a company that we don't have any employees that are directly impacted in either region. We do have some of their family members that are there, so we're doing everything that we can to help. And we have very minimal exposure from a revenue perspective in either of the two regions. So in terms of the impact that we expect directly on our business, it's really de minimis.
So let's talk about Zoom. As I said, there are questions about whether the glory days are over, and I'm sure that you will disagree. You're planning to stop reporting the number of customers with over 10 employees, pivot to reporting just the number of enterprise customers. Can you explain that change and what it means for this bigger picture?
Sure. So first of all, I just want to highlight we were very pleased with our results for FY22 that we reported yesterday, growing year over year 55% to over $4.1 billion. And as you highlighted, we really have seen tremendous growth in two parts of our business, which is the enterprise, which is that is touched by our direct, our channel, and our ISV partners. And then our online business, which is now approximately 50% of our business. So we are shifting metrics, as you mentioned, to focus on the enterprise, this is really where we see the long-term sustainable growth of our business. And we saw strong performance here with, customers with more than $100,000 of trailing 12-month revenue accelerating. We saw strength with Zoom Phone that had a record quarter with over 550 seats added. And so we're really excited about the future. We also last week announced Zoom Contact Center, which is our cloud contact center solution, which is fully integrated into the Zoom platform. So this is really a big year of transition for Zoom as we're moving from being a killer meeting app to a platform for communications and collaboration.
Right. Now, I'm curious if you can clarify Zoom's stance on Ukraine. I noticed that some parts of the country, the separatist areas, Crimea, et cetera, not serviced by Zoom, but Russia's not on the list of banned countries. Can you explain that?
So we do have some business in the region of Russia that is mostly through resellers, and we will continue, of course, to comply with all U.S. laws and sanctions, and we're very closely monitoring those.
Is there any consideration of self-sanctioning? Obviously, we saw Apple take a dramatic move today, Ford as well.
Yeah. We certainly internally keep discussing all the options in how do we best support everyone that's in Ukraine region, and how do we do what's appropriate and what should we do as a good corporate citizen. So as this is a very quickly evolving situation, as you well know, we keep discussing it and monitoring it and trying to make decisions in a real-time basis.
And to this bigger question, you mentioned Zoom Phone earlier. Talk to us about how well these ancillary businesses are doing, and whether you see that sort of padding, any lack of growth you might see in the core part of the business over the longer term.
Yeah. So our strategy has been from the beginning to start with Zoom meetings and then continue to expand our share of wallet from our customers by selling them additional services. And Zoom Phone is a perfect example of that. We also see Zoom Rooms as organizations are thinking about welcoming their employees back to the office. The conference room strategy is really key to make sure that as they have employees working remotely, that it's inclusive and that they're bringing them together in a way that works for everybody, those that are inside the room and those that are without. Also, just as we expect the future of work to be hybrid, we also expect events to be hybrid as well. And our new product, Zoom Events, went GA last year. And that's really, as we look forward to these large events and people want to come together, but they also want to have that virtual component.